What's happening, friends? Welcome back to Dynamo DeFi. My name is Patrick, and on this channel I talk about cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, and economics. As promised, I have a Yield Farm Friday, Saturday edition this week. I postponed it from yesterday because of the market crash, but like I said, regardless of how the market is, still going to be looking for ways to earn passive income, to earn yield on cryptocurrency to farm. So I do have some new ones today, and as I mentioned yesterday, the situation is risky now, both in crypto and in terms of macroeconomics. So always be sure to do your own research and to manage your risk level in a way that makes you comfortable. Right? I'm not a financial advisor. This is just a piece of research to help you get started on your journey. The other thing I'll say is that on these Friday videos, or today's Saturday, I don't necessarily cover projects that I'm investing in myself. I cover projects that people sent me or new yield farms that I came across. And I do my best to give you an honest assessment of them, but most of these I'm not actually participating in personally. That being said, let's get into it. We got some good stuff today. So first is Midas DAO. Midas DAO is on the Avalanche network. And right now the market cap is around 16 million, so still relatively small. APY is million, billion, about 4 trillion %. So modest, just kidding around. And this is an ohm fork. The interesting twist on this one is that it's an ohm fork, but they're also trying to be sort of like multi-chain capital, those DeFi 3.0 forks I talked about a couple weeks ago that have been not doing so great because of some smart contract issues. But this is trying to be like that, and also trying to be like one of those gaming guilds. Basically, they're planning to use their treasury to farm different protocols across a number of different chains, and they're also planning to use the treasury to acquire land and yield-bearing NFTs within different metaverses, and they're also planning to use the treasury to acquire yield-bearing assets like S-Spell. Whether that will work, I guess, is to be determined. I understand they have a team of fairly experienced developers. They have about 10 people. But I thought it was interesting. So this one I actually did just put a bit into, and the rebases are pretty nice right now. Treasury is growing, and it's kind of an interesting concept that they're trying to put the treasury to work in sort of a less conservative way than most of these things. That being said, my one thing of caution is the kind of cool thing right now seems to be for these protocols with treasuries to say they're investing in the metaverse because that was such a trendy thing. Once that stops being a trendy thing, what will happen to the value of those treasury assets? That's my main concern. But yeah, this is one you might check out if you're interested in ohm forks. Next one, and I've talked about this before, but it's been a few months. This is Astroport on the Terra network. Luna is absolutely blowing up, smashed an all-time high today, even with most of the market being down significantly. And Astroport is not the first DEX to launch on Luna, but it's probably the most anticipated one. The main DEX on Luna right now, TerraSwap, does not have its own token. Astroport will. They'll have their Astro token. And they were scheduled to launch on 12/6, so this Monday, but they postponed it a week to 12/13. And so what makes Astroport unique? Well, first, it's in the Terra ecosystem, which a lot of people are looking at right now. Oh, by the way, if there's any developers on here, any Rust developers, they have $1 million bug bounty right now. Check that out. But so what makes them interesting? First off, they coded it completely from scratch. Most of these dexes, Fork and other decks, they actually coded it from scratch. That's great to see. The other thing that's interesting is they have two different types of pools. So we all know the Uniswap type of pool. That's also PancakeSwap, Trader Joe, etc., where you're swapping two different tokens. And then there's the Curve Stable Swap, where you're swapping two like pairs. So they actually have both of those, which is pretty powerful. And depending on how big Terra gets and whether things from other Cosmos chains bridge over to here, it could become a liquidity powerhouse. Some other general things about DEXs. One thing that's interesting is that other applications can integrate Astroport liquidity to their platform. So if you're a new project and you're trying to bootstrap liquidity and you want to give extra rewards, you can do it through Astroport. Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. One thing that might interest some of you is that on the 13th, they are doing what they're calling a lock drop. If you're providing liquidity on Terra Swap, or if you want to start providing liquidity on Terra Swap, you can take those LP tokens and then you can stake them on Astroport and lock them for a certain amount of time. I believe the longer you lock it, the more Astro you get. And then you'll start receiving Astro tokens, and that's how they're doing their distribution. So, yeah, you can get in on the ground floor. And again, they delayed this from the 6th to the 13th. So I'm telling you a week early now. And unfortunately, if you haven't unstaked your Luna yet, it is too late. You probably won't be able to get it before the period to deposit in this closes. Maybe have a day if you did it tonight, but yeah, no, yeah, actually, you might, yeah, because this is delayed by a week. So the end of phase 2 on the 27th, it would be close. It would be very close whether you'd be able to get it in time. But yeah, I think this is going to be pretty big. This is probably one of the first dApps on Terra that I'm extremely bullish on. So I'm definitely looking at this one, but I haven't obviously bought it yet because it's not out. Next one we have is Faircastle DAO. So this one is much more risky. I'll tell you that up front. This is an Ohm fork on Arbitrum. I'm not on Arbitrum yet, so I wasn't able to purchase this. Nothing against Arbitrum. I just haven't bridged over. But this one launched maybe an hour and a half ago. I'm making this video just before 10 p.m. Eastern Time on December 4th. This launched less than 2 hours ago. Current market cap is, as you can see, just under 500,000. I always say that if you want to get into these, either find one with the community you really believe in, or find one that's just launching, and this one is pretty fresh. So I can't say exactly what it's going to do. I'm not too familiar with the Arbitrum chain, but if anyone is, you might want to check this out, and it's app.faircastle.finance. Cool. So those are the first farms. Next one is pretty different. This is Ring Financial. Some of you may be familiar with this one. This is similar to a strong node, if you're familiar with those. Basically, the way it works, and this is on Binance Smart Chain, by the way, the way it works is that you purchase what's called a ring node. Ring node is, you have to buy 10 ring tokens. Each of them is $357, so about $3,600. And then you get the node, which you cannot convert back to the ring token. So they're gone. And you can't transfer it either, so you can't sell it. And then each node spits out 0.55 ring per day. And apparently they're using the funds in their treasury to farm various DeFi protocols. So sort of another twist on these DeFi 3.0 multi-chain capital projects, but trying to sort of fuse that with a strong blocks, strong node model. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about this one. The ROI is great, right? If you were to do this, then you would get enough ring tokens. You get 0.55 per day. It costs 10 to make a new node. You can make a new node second node after roughly 20 days, or in theory, you'd get your money back if the price stayed constant. You get a new one after 20 days, then you'd get another one after that, after roughly 10 days and 5 days. And so you could very quickly multiply the number of nodes you had and start producing, several ring tokens per day. That would be pretty powerful. I will say, though, just, doing the math there, the amount of ring emissions are going to increase significantly. And I think the fully diluted market cap is something like $6 or $7 billion right now. So this one, if I'm being honest, I think it's a cool project. And if this price dips, I may get in on this one. But I'm very skeptical that they can hold this price once you have, there's 25,000 nodes right now. Once they have 100,000 nodes and they're emitting, so many ring per day, I think that it's going to be very tough to maintain that price. Also, my other concern is I think, they only launched like 2 weeks ago, maybe. So that's quite recent to have a fully diluted market cap of billions of dollars. Maybe I'm missing on the opportunity of the year, but I am hoping for a dip on this one before I get in personally. It is kind of an interesting idea, though. Again, getting back to that new trend we're seeing of people wanting to automate some of their DeFi. But on this channel, we like to do it ourselves, right? But yeah, some of you may be interested in this. Definitely take a look, learn more about it. The other thing is that, it's $357 per ring. It's like $490 per strong right now. I feel like I'd rather just get a strong node, even though the ROI isn't as soon. I would have more long-term confidence and strong. But that is Ring Financial. Next up, I've covered Osmosis many times, one of our favorite projects, but I wanted to tell you guys about a specific pool that launched on here. That pool is, let's find it on here, Secret Osmo and Secret Atom. Secret Osmo currently has 183% APR, so that is not compounded, and Secret Atom has 140% APR, not compounded. Those are Secret, and Osmo and Atom are all awesome projects. Secret, if you're not familiar, is a privacy network. It's a privacy network with smart contracts. I know a lot of institutions are looking at it. Quentin Tarantino, one of the best directors in the world, just launched NFTs on Secret Network. So it's getting a lot of attention recently, and they just linked into the IBC, so they're on Osmosis, and the rewards are pretty sick. They also have additional secret rewards, so they are not included in this 180%, 140%. They're also giving you secret tokens in exchange for providing liquidity. So the actual APR is even better than the one I told you a second ago. So if you like Secret, then definitely might want to check out Osmosis. And as with most Osmosis pools, you do have to lock it for 14 days in order to get this APR. Otherwise, it's going to be a lower APR. That's all I got for today. Those are the yield farms of the week. Let me know what you guys think about these, and let me know if there's any other ones you'd like me to cover for next week. Hope the market looks up. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. And until next time, this is Dynamo DeFi.